Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh my gosh. 1930 census says Tommy's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German. She didn't speak English either. She doesn't even know her own history. She certainly doesn't know this country's history.
Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally.
Sonny Hostin just got rhetorically ragdolled by Tomi Lahren so brutally, even CNN might need trauma counseling. What began as a routine smug-off turned into a full-blown verbal car crash, only one of them. Showed up without airbags. You won't believe what skeletons, Tomi. Dragged out of Sonny's carefully curated persona. Spoiler, it wasn't just bad takes and dusty moral outrage. Grab a snack, because this takedown's got more layers.
Hoping to do was try to call me a hypocrite for believing in merit-based immigration. Again, she failed miserably. But this really isn't what she calls resistance genealogy. It's just another indication of Trump derangement syndrome. But I really am happy, though, that she has such a fascination with my family history, and I'm hoping that she will take on Elizabeth Warren's next.
Wow, that would be very interesting.
Conspiracy theory subreddit. And twice the heat. Sonny Hostin, who speaks like her every thought deserves a Pulitzer, just got mentally steamrolled by none other than Tomi Lahren. Yes, that Tomi, the fire starter of viral hot takes and Fox News flair. And Sonny? She unraveled. Not like a noble flameout, more like a wet tissue in a rainstorm of facts. If smugness were a zip code, Sonny would be its mayor. She's the queen of eye-roll theater.
Was from Sonny Hostin. Sounds like a town. We're in Sonny Hostin. She was on PBS's Finding Your Roots, a show dedicated to researching celebrity ancestry. For context, Sonny is a staunch supporter of reparations and has made a fortune spewing nonsense about white privilege and racial justice. Well, turns out she's not as oppressed as she claims she is. She's actually the descendant of slave owners from Europe.
The empress of overused buzzwords, and the high priestess of as a woman of color. Before saying something eye-poppingly tone-deaf, let's be real, Sonny enters debates. Like their spoken word. Slams no one asked to attend, but Tomi didn't just catch a slip-up. She dismantled the entire Sonny Hostin persona, a cocktail of filtered outrage and selective empathy.
Provide them with DNA, 23andMe, because I cannot believe the detail on your background that they were able to get.
Well, I don't have to. She did all the research for me, so I'm sure my family is very appreciative.
What about Joy saying, though, what are your skills? It's beyond research. It is personal. It is mean.
Well, of course, this is classical Joy Behar, but I would like to ask Joy Behar what her skills are, because perhaps we could swap stories. I know I watch Joy, and she seems like a highly skilled lady, but for her to attack me, that's really interesting. Those in glass houses should not throw stones.
Sonny sat on the View couch like she was about to rewrite the Constitution with her moral superiority. She rolled out the usual identity laundry list like it was a bulletproof vest. Woman, Latina, lawyer, martyr, medium. But when Tomi hit her with receipts, you could hear the tension clearer than Sonny's rehearsed indignation. This wasn't a debate. It was a reality check.
That bothers him so much.
Well, it's not just me, it's anybody who advocates for merit-based immigration or has an issue with open borders. And again, just like you said, they don't seem to understand that we on the right believe in immigration. We understand that we are a nation of immigrants, and I am proud of my heritage. However, I do believe that the immigration crisis of today is apples to oranges from what it was in the 1800s when immigrants came to this country legally, were documented, worked for themselves, asked for nothing, and built a life and a family. That has nothing to do with the illegal immigration crisis of today that we must deal with. But they don't want to acknowledge that whatsoever.
Sonny brought a speech to a showdown and left with a soliloquy no one applauded. You'd think after years of grandstanding, Sonny would have prepared a plan B for intellectual collapse. Nope. Plan A is preach. Plan B is preach louder. Plan C, cut to commercial. She doesn't debate. she performs. And this time, the applause light didn't flicker once. It wasn't just a flop. It was a full-on implosion. Tomi didn't even have to swing. She just let Sunny spiral. Each line from Sunny was like a shovel, and she kept on digging.
I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was, my family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
Yeah. So how are you feeling, my friend?
I think it's actually pretty interesting that my husband and I have shared roots.
Yeah.
And it is funny. She is so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Tomi gave subtle reactions. A smirk here, a raised brow there. Maybe a casual interesting? Just enough to stir the pot. But mostly, she let Sunny do the unraveling herself. The twist? Sunny thought she was winning. She believed she was slaying the discourse, while actually self-destructing in real time. Tomi simply mirrored it all. No shouting, no zingers. Just pure reflection of every hollow jab and misplaced smirk. It wasn't an argument. It was a wake-up call. Because sometimes, the smartest move is silence, and letting your opponent narrate their own downfall. Next time Sunny shows up for an intellectual cage match, she might want to bring actual ideas. Because this moment proved a mic doesn't equal wisdom. A title doesn't equal insight. And self-satisfaction doesn't equal truth. Especially when your logic crumbles faster than a gluten-free cookie at a 4th of July BBQ, craving more no-holds-barred. Breakdowns of elite echo, chambers and performative politics. Smash that like button like Sunny just made another tone-deaf monologue. And don't forget to subscribe unless you want her to monologue? You into moral guilt next Tuesday.